Global programs. And, you know, first of all, we'll start off with acknowledgement of country. So with respect for Aboriginal cultural protocol and out of recognition that its campuses occupy their traditional lands, WSU acknowledges the Darug, Eora, Darawal and Wiradjuri peoples and thanks them for the support of its works in their lands in Greater Western Sydney and beyond. So thank you. And we also pay tribute to elders past, present and emerging. So with that, we'll get on with our presentation and we'll start off with a little bit about why Go Global. So a lot of students are not sure why you would want to go global apart from the adventurous side to it all. It's a great big adventure. It helps you to see the world from a different perspective. You can experience a different culture, like with a true immersion. And you can increase your confidence and independence. There's a lot of research in regards to studying overseas and what changes and can bring to you, can help you build up global friendships. Now, this is really important because it's one of the things that students say is the best thing about their time overseas is the friendships that they've built. You can often get credit towards your degree from overseas study. If you're an exchange student, you kind of have to. So you can also get a competitive edge in the employment market. Now the Go Global experience is very much desirable in a global market. So it can help you. What you don't even realize is that when you go overseas, it can help you build tolerance, open-mindedness, creativity and initiative. You're doing a whole lot of things that you haven't done before. And so with that, it builds soft skills that you don't even realize that you're building. Along with the academic side, it can make you really desirable in the employability forum. So now we'll talk about types of Go Global opportunities. So first of all, we have our semester exchange programs. So I think everyone's familiar with those types of programs where you go overseas and another student comes in your place. Basically, we have our short-term programs that are often offered through our winter or summer breaks, study tours, placements and internships, and we have online global learning as well. So we'll just briefly go through what each one of those is. I know we've only got 15 minutes, so we'll keep it really brief. So semester exchange is where you study at an overseas partner and what you study comes back to your WSU degree in the form of academic credit. So what that means is that you stay enrolled at Western Sydney Uni. So you pay the regular fees that you're paying at Western Sydney and you don't pay tuition fees directly to the host. So that can save you a lot of money in the course of the exchange. You do have to bring back a minimum of 30 credit points per semester from our exchange partner. So 30 units should be coming back to your WSU degree. You apply for this credit before you go, and then you just apply for advanced standing upon your return. So it's quite easy. It's quite an easy process. While your credit comes back to WSU, your GPA doesn't. So you have two transcripts, one from WSU and one from the exchange partner showing your grades. So that can be actually good for some people and maybe not for others, but it's important to note. So our winter and summer schools, these are really very popular. So they're short-term programs that are offered in the mid-year or end-of-year break. They can be all different types of durations. They may be between 2 and 5 weeks or 2 and 6 weeks even. They can be offered through a partner university or through a provider who specialises in sourcing short-term programs and can offer an all-inclusive package with accommodation and insurance and all types of things. You can usually apply to have these programs count towards an elective in your degree. So if you have spare electives that you haven't done yet, you can often use those in the winter or summer break to do a short-term program. And you can do multiple. If you have multiple electives, you can do multiple short-term programs. It's really handy, a really good way to use an elective, especially if a host is offering something that you can't do at WSU. It's a great elective to do. It's also a good option if you have hesitations or are unable to do a full semester or a year exchange. It's a good taster semester. So study tours are often arranged led by a faculty member in your school. So they're usually part of a subject here at WSU. So the good thing about those is that they're kind of all organised by your your academic. You travel with a group of like-minded students from your class. So, you know, everyone's kind of doing the same thing. They're looking for the same outcomes, all sorts of stuff. And you'll know the tour leader who is often your academic. Internships and placements. I think that everybody knows what an internship and a placement is, but you may not know that you can often do them overseas. So it's a great idea to dip your toe into the international workplace, and it can be really helpful in order to get you more employable in the global market as well. It's a really good opportunity. It gives you guidance and real world experience as well while you're still in your university degree. There's host companies from all around the world, and the differences in the length of time can be, you can do a really short one or you can do a really long one. So there's all sorts of partner providers that offer durations and programs to suit you. So you may think, how am I going to arrange an internship? Well, there'll be something out there already for you, ready to go, that you can just apply for through a partner or a provider. So we can help you find these opportunities, but we can't approve your placement choices. That's always done by the school. They'll approve them, but we can help you find them. Next is online global learning. So this has been very popular in the last few years, as you can imagine, because nobody has been allowed to travel, but it's still a popular choice. Just because they're really good opportunities in regards to short-term programs or internships, and online internships can actually help you enhance your digital skills. So there's things that you may not realize that you can learn from actually studying on, it's not even studying online, having an online global experience that you may not have realized you can do. And working in an international business can sort of bump you up in a multicultural workplace, or with looking for a position internationally, or even in Australia where you may be working with other cultures as well. You can sometimes also receive academic towards your degree, academic credit towards your degree. And you can discuss that with your ACA or your APA once you speak to us about finding a really good option for you. So next, you can find out about all of our partners and our opportunities in the Go Global Portal. So we always recommend that students first have a look in our Go Global Portal. There's the link there. It has information on all of our partners. It has a brochure on the opportunities available. So all those types of studies that I talked to you about, they're all in there. It's just a matter of having a look at that info. So quickly, we'll just go through how to choose your overseas location. So a lot of students get stuck on this because they may not know where to go, or they may know exactly where they want to go, but that may not suit them academically. So if you remember what I said about going on exchange, I mentioned that what you study overseas has to come back to your WSU degree. So if you want to study overseas for a full semester, it's a good idea to start with working out the subjects that you need to do overseas. So if you think about what semester you want to study in and what subjects are running here in that semester. Now consider if it's possible to rearrange the subjects to allow for any more electives to go in your intended semester. And we say that just because electives makes getting academic credit really easy. It means your study is a little bit more flexible, and it also opens up a lot more locations for you. If you're looking for elective credit rather than looking for credit for core subjects, it can be much easier and a lot more flexible. So make sure to check if you're moving anything around in your degree, speak to your APA because you don't want to move anything around and bump out the sequence of your degree so that it takes longer to complete it. Always speak to your APA before deciding about moving anything around. You can also complete an academic study plan to help you with your organisation of this. Organisation of looking for the subjects that you need. But now, once you know the subjects that you need to do overseas, you can start looking at your favourite host locations. So if you wanted to apply for a short-term program, an internship, online opportunity, or a study tour, you can follow a similar process as well. So do you have electives in your degree? And some internships or study tours may be attached to a subject already, which can save you a lot of time, because if you already have an internship in your degree and it's just a matter of getting an overseas internship approved, that's really good. The same with a study tour. If you have an elective and And you can do that study to a subject. It's really helpful. You don't need to apply for that credit. So if you need to get a core or a major subject approved, it's a good idea to chat to your APA to make sure it's feasible. Always check the Go Global portal and speak to your APA. Just a quick going over this academic study plan that I mentioned. It's just basically, you can make one of these yourself, or we have them online. It's just looking at subjects at Western Sydney and seeing if you can find a subject that looks like it will match at your favourite host university. You can do this for as many universities as you want. This is just an activity, it's not binding. You'll have to do it, officially apply for credit later down the track. So now that you've narrowed it down to a final location or a final decision, you're ready to apply. So how do you apply? Easy, it's in our Go Global portal. Everything is in there. So visit the Go Global portal, search for the global program that you want to apply for, your #1 favorite. Once you're in there, just click on how to apply. Once you're in there, how to apply, or it might say register with Western. Just click on that. It will ask you to complete all the requirements. So once your application is submitted, we help you with all those little steps to get you overseas. So that's really easy. After, the biggest choice for you is submitting your application, and then we can help you with the rest. If you need any advice from us, just book a global advising session. That's in Western now, and you can just search Go Global Advising in Western now. So that's us. Is there any questions before we move on to the next presentation? I know it was very fast with lots of information covered.
There's no questions in the chat.
It's because I spoke so fast.
Can I ask it this way?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, it's just that with getting the transfers academically, are you saying like what we study overseas may not be exactly the same, so we have to find the equivalent? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you should. If you do have to do a core or a major subject overseas, it usually has to be almost the same. If you're studying an elective overseas, it can basically be anything you want.
But if it was a core subject, does that university necessarily have the same that we do?
They usually have similar subjects, depends on, if they teach business, for example, but it may be different. So your academic course advisor or academic program advisor now will give you recommendations like, oh, this is not exactly the same. I cannot approve it. That's why it's so important that you have your study plan and have a little chat with your course advisor before you even apply. But if you think they're similar, maybe just try and show that to your APA and say, look, it looks similar to me. What do you think? And then they will tell you, no, it's completely different. Or they say, yeah, it's the same. And then it gives you more reassurance. But if you do have any elective subjects in your degree, I would go for them. But you still need to talk to your ACA or director of academic programs.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. Any other questions?
Nothing else?
Is that the same link, Erin, or do we
No,
have to
it's a
move to
different link. We've got to move.
Okay, guys, we got to go to the next one.
Our next presentation is on finances and scholarships. So join us. Did we leave? And we'll see you guys there.